For several weeks, the man faced a frightening and inexplicable problem. Every morning, he woke up with new bites on his body. The skin became red, inflamed, and itched unbearably. At first, he was sure that he was faced with a common problem: bedbug infestation. But when the truth finally came out, it was far more disturbing than he could have imagined. It all started when John started noticing red marks on his arms, neck, and torso. The itch made it difficult to sleep. It did not go away during the day and returned with renewed vigor at night. He took all possible measures, boiled the bed linen, thoroughly vacuumed the apartment, sprayed insecticides. But the bites continued to appear every morning. He was sure they were bedbugs. What else is there? One morning, unable to stand it, John stood by his bed and stared intently at the mattress, as if at an enemy. He slowly took off the sheets, hoping to spot at least the shadow of an insect. But I didn't find anything. No bodies, no blood, no discarded skin. The situation was driving him crazy. He started searching for information on the internet, wanting to confirm his guess. All the sources said the same thing: bedbugs, tips for detecting them. Examining the seams of the mattress, furniture, and setting traps did not yield anything. John couldn't find any evidence of their presence. But if it's not bedbugs, then what? In desperation, he set his phone to record, pointing the camera at the bed. He carefully positioned the device so that the pillow and the surrounding areas were in the frame. I went to bed feeling awkward but full of determination. The next morning, he reviewed the recording. Everything was calm for the first few hours, but around 3 in the morning, something changed. The blanket moved slightly, as if something was moving under it. No shapes, no bodies, just vague ripples. When he zoomed in, he didn't see anything specific, just a disturbing ambiguity. It seemed like there really was something, but it was too fast or shallow to distinguish. The next day, he called the exterminator. A specialist named Anders arrived, a middle-aged man. He listened patiently to John, took notes, and then proceeded to inspect. The examination was thorough. With a flashlight, he checked every seam, disassembled the bed frame, examined the walls, baseboards, carpets. An hour later, he shook his head. "I don't see the slightest signs of bedbugs." "Are you sure that the bites appear at night?" he asked. "Absolutely," John replied. "I wake up with new footprints every morning. They itch. Everything talks about bedbugs. But if they're not, then who is?" Anders thought about it. "Sometimes the bites of other insects can be confused with the bites of bedbugs. It could be fleas. Do you have any pets?" "No, I live alone. There are no animals. I haven't been anywhere for the last few months." "I can set professional traps," Anders suggested. "Let's leave them overnight. Tomorrow we'll see if anyone gets caught." John agreed. He hoped the traps would reveal something. That night he went back to sleep, knowing that there were devices in the bedroom. But the itch returned. The morning brought no relief. Anders returned, checked the traps, and shook his head. "These traps attract bedbugs. If there were any, we would have seen at least one. I would recommend contacting a dermatologist. It's probably a skin condition that mimics bites." With hope fading with every word, John made an appointment. Dr. Harry carefully examined the skin areas, took a biopsy, and prescribed ointment to relieve itching. John began to doubt himself. Maybe he made it up. But the next morning, new bites appeared, on the wrist and under the arm. When Dr. Harry called back, his voice was cautious. "The biopsy results show an inflammatory reaction characteristic of insect bites. It's not a skin condition. Someone is really biting you." John panicked. "But who? Why can't anyone detect it? I recommend contacting an entomologist, an insect specialist. I know an expert, Dr. Chang. He advises on rare and complex cases. Do you agree?" John agreed, albeit with trepidation. If it came to the entomologist, then everything is serious. A week later, he met with Dr. Chang, a calm, confident specialist. He carefully read the dermatologist's report. "Is all this happening only at your place?" "Yeah." "Ain't," he asked. "Yes, when I spend the night with my parents or friends, there are no bites, only in the bedroom." "So the source is localized. If it's not bedbugs, there must be something else. We need to examine your bedroom carefully." Dr. Chang arrived at John's apartment. With a headlamp, a magnifying glass, and a sample collection kit, he began the inspection. He took samples of dust, fibers from the mattress, even some wood from the bed frame. He hardly spoke. John was watching intently. He noticed how the doctor tensed when he lifted the corner of the mattress. There was something there. Did you find something? John asked anxiously. I'm not sure yet. I saw something strange. We need to analyze it in the laboratory. That night, John moved to the couch in the living room. But even there, in the morning, he found new bites. So, it's spreading. While thinking about what was happening, he heard the bell ring. It was Dr. Chang. The voice was urgent. John, you need to come to my lab right away. John's heart sank. He feared the worst. In the laboratory, the doctor greeted him with a gloomy expression on his face. There was a cup under a microscope on the table. These are your samples. Take a look for yourself. John looked into the eyepiece and jumped back, crying out. He saw tiny creatures, thin, almost worm-like, with many legs. They didn't look like bedbugs. What is it? He asked. We have identified the species. These are Triatoma infestans, very dangerous parasites. They usually live in South America. They feed on body fluids, and their bites are similar to bedbugs. But they can transmit infections through saliva. They hide in the crevices of furniture, multiply, and are almost invisible. How did they get to me? John asked, stunned. Probably with imported furniture. Sometimes such parasites come with a load. But we need to act immediately. I'll call a special team. In the evening, specialists in protective gear entered the apartment. The team was coordinated by Dr. Chang. Heat treatment and specialized chemicals were used. The colony was destroyed. The bed was replaced. The walls and furniture were treated. When John returned home, everything seemed new. Clean, boy. A week later, he met with Dr. Chang again. He confirmed that the infection started with furniture John bought at a sale. The larvae adapted, multiplied quickly, and fed on it every night. It was a rare case, now registered in medical and entomological databases. In the future, control over the import of certain goods will be strengthened. What do you think about this story? Write in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any amazing new stories. And you.